All right, man. Once again, I'm back with you talking about that guy Bryce Young because he went out there and had another great football game, led what should have been a game-winning drive, but as we all know, his team let him down, of course, and he didn't really end up getting the win. I think he is finally starting to get the recognition that he deserves, but he's not going to get the full recognition until he starts winning. So what I want to do is break down his last game and show you how he was able to play so good to give him that recognition. So without further ado, let's go ahead and jump into it and look at how Bryce was able to succeed against a pretty good Buccaneers defense. All right, so on the first play right here, I love what the Panthers are running. This gives Bryce a lot of options, and it's a really simple read. So all they're going to run is they have Adam Thielen coming across the field on a motion, and they're going to have him get out in the flat, and they're going to have Xavier Legget come here on a little hitch, an inverted hitch. And I love that they use motion here because it's going to help Bryce know if they're in man or zone. If they're in zone, like they are here, all you got to do is find this flat player who is right here and read him. But if they were in man, then you would come to the other side of the field where you have a dig with a return, so get out like you're running an out, and then cut back in and read that against man. But right here against zone, you read this flat player, and if he takes this hitch, we throw the flat. If he extends with the flat, we then take the hitch. But if somehow both of them are covered, then we'd come 3 here to 4 here. So just watch it play out here. It's really simple. You're going to get the guy in motion, snap the football. Looking at the flat player, he's extending out with the flat. Boom. Ball on Xavier Legget now on his outside shoulder to get him away from this guy so he can't make a play on the ball. Great ball, great timing, great read. Exactly what we're looking for. Easy 5 yards on first down. Give your quarterback an easy throw to get him comfortable. So watch it here once again. Get the motion. You get a shift. You don't get a follow, which means they're not in man, they're in zone. So Bryce gets his eyes on the flat player. Look, that's exactly where he's looking. He's extending out with the flat. Ball in the hitch. Right on the money. We'll take it every day of the week. Next play here, Bryce, once again, great throw, great decision. I like what he's thinking here, but the guy he throws the ball to kind of lets him down, and that's kind of something I've gotten used to seeing. So right here, all the Panthers are running is up top. They have a smash concept with a stop and an extended fade, and then up top they have a little post with a go from your outside receiver, and right here it's pretty easy to tell that the Buccaneers are in some type of man coverage. So you know you have one-on-one coverage of all of your players with one high safety, so you can just take the matchup you want. And for some reason, Bryce likes this matchup right here, probably because Levante David is inside leverage and he's running an extended fade, so expected his guy to get some separation, which he really doesn't do that great of a job of doing, but Bryce puts the ball on him, and he honestly should come down with this. I mean, he puts that right in his hands, away from the defender, away from the safety, right where it needs to be. But obviously he doesn't come down with it. A good player in the NFL is going to come down with that catch. Watch it from this angle right here. Yeah, he has to contort his body a little bit, but it goes right through his hands. In the NFL, you've got to catch this football. Great decision by Bryce. Great throw by Bryce. Should have been a catch for a big-time gain, but of course it wasn't. Next play here. Love this from Bryce once again. All we're going to get is up top, we have Xavier Legget running a comeback. So he's going to push vertical, act like he's running a go, and then shut it down towards the sideline. And this can be thrown by Bryce if he likes the matchup, if he likes the leverage. And right here, he does like it. So what we see is we have a corner playing way off, and we have a fast receiver that's going to get him to extend backwards, which should give you a window to throw into, and that's what Bryce is trusting. Now Bryce has to get this ball out on time when he hits his back foot, or it's going to take too long to get there because he's throwing from the far hash, and it's a really far throw. But what you're going to see happen is Bryce does do that. He gets the ball out on time, hits his back foot, hitches, rips, and puts it right on Xavier Legget's chest for a big chunk. Now, even though this was successful, I would like to see Bryce get this out a little bit earlier, in my opinion. If he's throwing that ball now, the ball is going to get there right as Xavier Legget gets out of his break, but he waits a little bit longer when Xavier Legget is already breaking down, and it takes the ball a little bit of time to get there, which doesn't give it the full effect. If for some reason Xavier Legget didn't get that much separation, the DB might have been able to break it up. So the only thing I would say is get the ball out a tad bit earlier, and it would have been perfect. But for the most part, I like what he's seeing. I like what he sees pre-snap in the coverage to make him throw this. And I also like that he puts it right on the money where it needs to be, and it leads to a big chunk. Great job. Next play here, and here we go. Absolutely love this from Bryce Young. This is Dave Canales in his bag, helping Bryce out once again. All we're running is a simple RPO. So we have Xavier Legget coming out on a little inverted hitch again. We're going to motion this guy out, into the flat, and the goal of this is to get the flat player to extend with this so we can throw into this window if this guy comes. So we get this motion out to the flat that extends the flat player, and then all Bryce has to do is read what Lavonte David does. If he drifts back, it's a give to your running back because we have numbers in the box because he's getting out of there. But if he comes or if he stays down in the box, then we should have this window to throw this into Xavier Legget really easy right behind his head, and that's what ends up happening. So watch Bryce here. Get the motion, boom, the flat player is extending, which is opening up this grass that we want, and then Bryce just has to read this guy right here. But since he's blitzing, immediately pull and throw. Great job. Don't have to set your feet. Just get the ball out to your guy as fast as possible. I love that Bryce saw the blitz. He didn't panic, got it out to his guy really simple and easily, and it led to a big gain. Watch Bryce here. Doesn't even set his feet. Sees the blitz, pop your shoulder around, rip. Round his chest. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. Great job. Next play here, and this is Bryce Young playing at just such a high level. This is stuff we didn't see much from him earlier on in the season, but now he's doing this consistently every single game, and it really is what is making him different from his previous self. So right here, all the Panthers are running is a go from Xavier Legget, basically to clear out, with a dig from Adam Thielen, with a curl behind it, with a flat from the running back out here, and all Bryce is reading is 1 here, 2 here, 3 here, but the Bucs, like they commonly do, send a big pressure, and it causes Bryce to have to get outside of the pocket. So he's in his drop, he's looking at his number 1 to the dig. Obviously, by the time he gets there, he's not going to have time to throw it because he has guys all over him here. This guy, if he stands in here, he's not going to be able to make this throw. So he does what he does best, gets outside of the pocket, around that edge, keeps his eyes downfield at the same time, and as he's rolling out, this is just unbelievable. You have a guy coming down on you, so you know you got to get that ball out quick. He sees this guy coming downhill for this, but he sees his player looking upfield, and right when Bryce sees his guy look this way, he knows he can just put it out there into this grass because there's nobody there. If he doesn't run, obviously it's going to be an incompletion. You don't got to worry about it being an interception, but if he does run, it's going to be a big play. So Bryce trusts it, throws it out there on the move, and literally puts it right on the money. I mean, you cannot ask for much better than that right there. That is just absolutely outstanding quarterback play. Anticipation at the highest level that you can think of, while under pressure, while rolling out. Just unbelievable. You get the pressure, get out, keep your eyes downfield. You got somebody coming down on you. You're going to have to make this throw early, and you're going to have to put it out there if you want your guy to have a chance. Bryce does it while fading away, and it's right on his guy's chest for a massive chunk. Next play here, and it's really simple once again. All we're running is flat with a hitch, and we're reading this flat defender. If he extends out with the flat, boom, we're taking this. If he drifts underneath it, we're taking the flat. If neither one are there, we have Chuba Hubbard coming as a check down in the middle of the field as your number 3 option. But your number 1 and number 2 are going to work out, and watch Bryce read it. It's really easy. Get your eyes out there, boom. He's extending out here. This guy's blitzing. You're going to have a window here because he's taking the flat. This guy's blitzing. He's leaving open area. And Bryce rips it in there on time and does an amazing job of putting this ball on the receiver's outside shoulder to keep him away from this guy right here who's taught to trigger inside. And that's what leads to another easy completion, which is something Bryce didn't do very well earlier on. He didn't take the easy stuff. He made things harder than they needed to be, and he wasn't extremely accurate. But right here, he's all of those things in one play. Just an outstanding job, right on the money. We'll take it every time. Next play here, the Panthers going empty to try to spread stuff out. And it looks to me like Bryce is reading this something like this. A go out here basically just for a clear out or to get out the way. You have Xavier Legget on a little slant, and that looks to be Bryce Young's number 1. He wants to throw that. But if you don't have that, you also can look here at a stick and nod and then back to a return route as your 2 and your 3. And as Bryce is looking over there, he doesn't see anything open. So what's he do? He does what he's been doing really good for the last couple of weeks. Goes out and uses his legs, and it leads to what you'll see, a touchdown for the Panthers. Beat him to the goal line. Exactly what he does. Outstanding job. When all fails, use your legs and go get it done yourself. You did it all in college, and now you're finally letting loose in the NFL and doing it. This is what we've been looking for forever, and Bryce is now willing to do it, and it's leading to this offense being so much better. Next play here, once again, great job by Bryce Young reading it out, and I love the play call as well. All the Panthers are running. They're going to line this guy up inside. He's going to come out and run a deep pylon route. You have Adam Thielen coming underneath that on a crosser, and then you have this tight end chipping and getting out in the flat which makes it just a levels concept, high to low all the way through 1, 2 to 3. And Bryce reads it out as he does play action to get these backers up to try to get them out of the way of these windows and then roll out at the same time. Usually when teams run levels concepts like this, you're going to see them roll out. That's what they do here, and I absolutely love it. So watch Bryce here. He's going to roll out, get the play action, get those backers filling in. Looks your number 3. Obviously, the deep route's not there. Get to Thielen. It's there. Ball. Right on his chest, right in the open zone. Great job by Thielen settling down where it's open, not running into coverage. And Bryce Young, great job being on the same page and getting it to him. Roll out, keep your eyes downfield, get your eyes on your number 2. It's there, ball. Great job, big chunk, move the chains. Next play here, another good job by Bryce in my opinion. We're in empty, we're spreading it out. I think Bryce likes empty a little bit, and I think it's why we see the Panthers in it so often. But all they're going to run here is a go with an out underneath it. The outs is 1. And then he has a post over the middle of the field as his 2. And then he has Thielen coming behind as his 3. And then finally his 4 here on the last end. And he literally just reads this out full field, and you're going to see him do it. So watch him here. He's going to look at the out, number 1. Boom, looks at the out. Right when he sees Levante David spreading out with it, changes his eyes to the middle of the field looking at that post. You're going to see him look at it. Boom, looks at the post. Not there because this guy is driving down on it. This guy's drifting underneath it. Gets his eyes to Adam Thielen. Obviously, the window is right here. Throw it in there. Let Thielen get some yards after the catch. Put it on his chest. Thielen makes somebody miss. Gets up in there and gets some extra yardage. Easy. Nice. Get through your reads. Find the open guy. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. 1, 2, 3. It's there. Ball. Outstanding job. Next play here, man, and once again, just an outstanding job by Bryce, but his receiver lets him down once again. All the Panthers are going to run. They have Adam Thielen on this deep post route to clear out, and then they have a deep dig behind it. That's really where Bryce is trying to get the ball, but if he can't get it there, he also has his tight end coming out, chipping, and getting underneath it here as a check down option. So Bryce is really just reading this 1 to 2, and then 3 would be his legs. But watch it here. Bryce does everything perfectly. Love the footwork. Love the timing. Receiver just drops the ball. Hit your back foot. Rip it with pressure in your face. You put it right in the breadbasket, and he drops the football. I mean, you can't do anything about that, or Bryce can't do anything about that. That's exactly what he's asked to do. Receiver's got to come down with that. So watch it here. Gets in his drop. Hits his back foot. As you can see, you have big Vita Vea running straight at you. Bryce Young, before these last couple of weeks, before he got benched, he ain't throwing this football. He ain't sending it in there. He's going to panic, take a sack, or try to get out and make nothing happen. But right here, he sees his guy open. He trusts the process, rips it with pressure in his face, takes a hit, puts it right on the money for what should have been a big-time catch. But on the next play, it doesn't matter. Bryce is going to come back, and he's going to do his thing. The Bucs right here are pretty clearly in man coverage. Man from depth, man here with one high safety. And if they're running straight man, you can probably expect some type of blitz. You want to pick your best matchup that you think is going to win. And right here, Bryce trusts this route to win against that off coverage on a dig route. But if he didn't, he also has Thielen on a curl, and he has his receiver out here on a deep comeback. So he can pick any one of these that he thinks is going to win. But against pressure, you're going to have to pick one and stick with it and trust it because you're not going to have much time to think. So you send pressure. Bryce stands in there, trusts the guy that he thought was going to get open. He does get open. Bryce rips it over the middle, right on his chest, breaks a tackle for a nice chunk to keep the chains moving. And you're going to see it right here once again from the back angle. Bryce stands in there, calm, cool, collected, knows they're sending pressure, doesn't panic, trusts his protection, and his protection actually does do a great job. Gives him time to throw it. Bryce sits in there, finds his guy, rips it right on the money as he's running. Just an outstanding job. Let's go. Next play here, Bryce Young. Once again, great job. They're in empty like they were earlier. I told you, Bryce probably is comfortable in empty. It spreads a lot of things out, makes it easier for a young quarterback. And right here, he does a great job of just taking what the defense gives him. All the Panthers are running is smash, so they have a corner here with an out underneath it. So all you read is this corner. If he drifts back, boom, we throw the out. If he drives down the out, boom, we throw the corner over the top. Really simple. If neither one are there, you also have a short in route as your number 3 coming across. But what you're going to see happen is Bryce reads that corner back on the Bucs. Watch him. He's drifting back. Okay, we'll take the out all day long. Don't make it harder than it needs to be. First down, get out of bounds, stop the clock. Watch it from this angle. He's going to look at that corner, and right when he sees him drift, he's going to throw it. He's drifting back. All right, ball. Nice, easy, round the money. Great job. Next play here, man, and Bryce Young is on one. Once again, his receiver lets him down, even the veteran Adam Thielen. We have a chance to score a touchdown before half, and Bryce Young reads this out perfectly. All the Panthers are running is seam with an end behind everything, and Bryce reads this just 1 to 2 to 3 really simply, and it works out to perfection. Should have been a touchdown. The Bucs are in a weird coverage here, and it leaves Adam Thielen open because he flat-foots, and that allows Thielen to run right across his face, and Bryce puts it right where he needs to, out in front of Adam Thielen, but he isn't able to come down with that somehow, and it ends up being an incompletion. Should have been a touchdown. Actually, should have been an easy touchdown, but he bobbles it, and it ends up being incomplete. Bryce, rigging that safety, he flat-foots, ball. Rip between two players right on the money. You cannot ask for better than that. Once again, should have been a touchdown and should have been an easy catch. Next play here, Bryce Young on the money once again. All we're going to get is a deep play action, trying to get these guys to step up, coming down for the run, because we have a deep curl behind them, and then we also have a deep out with the running back getting out in the flat underneath, and Bryce is just reading this high-low here, so 1 to 2, and then 3 to here. So we want these backers down in case we have to come to this as your number 3. You don't want them to be in the window. But right here, it's not going to matter because Bryce likes his number 1 option. He sees that the Bucs are in straight man coverage when he gets his head around. And when he sees that, he knows where he's going. Gets his head around, sees that it's straight man coverage, trusts that his guy's going to win. And he is letting go of the football right here, which is right when Xavier Legget is getting out of his break towards the sideline. And once again, like Bryce has done pretty much all game, he puts it right on the money. Xavier Legget makes somebody miss and goes and gets a little bit of extra yardage. Just an outstanding job, and it's exactly what we're looking for. So watch it here. Get the play action. Get your eyes around. Boom, it's man coverage. We're going to trust our guy to win. Rip. Right on the money. Big gain. Next play here, man, and I promise you, if Bryce got some help from these receivers, this offense would actually be really good. Watch this play right here. All we got is a flat with a drift post or a glance behind it. And all Bryce is reading once again is this flat player. If he extends out, boom, ball here. If he sits underneath it, boom, ball to the flat. Really simple, and Bryce reads it out perfectly, puts the ball on his guy, keeps him from getting hit, but Xavier Legget just can't come down with the catch. Bryce, the ball's back right here, right as Xavier Leget's passing the guy that's extending out to the flat. That's exactly how you want it to work out. But this guy is obviously in the window a little bit, so Bryce has to slow down Xavier Legget to keep him from getting contacted by this guy really hard. But Xavier Legget kind of loses his footing. The ball still hits him right in the chest, and he ends up dropping it. I mean, it should have been a catch once again. I know it's a little bit of a hard catch, but Bryce is trying to protect Xavier Legget right here. He has to find a way to come down with it, but of course he doesn't, and it leads to an incompletion. Great job by Bryce, though. Next play here, and Bryce Young once again is in empty. This is the drive that should have been the game-winning drive, and Bryce Young just absolutely operates all down the field. All we got here is up top, we have a drift post with a flat, so you just read this like we saw earlier. Read the flat player where if he extends out, we throw this. If he extends back, we throw this. But Bryce Young's going to pick the top of the screen this time where he has a go, an out, and a hitch. But the thing is, if he's going to read this top side, if this guy blitzes right here, it's automatically a throw to this hitch because he just replaces where this guy was. It's leaving a window open, and that's where you want to throw the football. And Bryce does a good job knowing where his hot is and taking it. So watch Bryce here. Boom, the guy blitzes, ball. Right on him. Good job making that guy have to work for the tackle a little bit to get a little bit of extra yardage. Just a great job by Bryce seeing the blitz and then replacing it with the throw. You see the blitz, replace it with the throw. Great job. Next play here, and we have what should have been the game-winning play. All the Panthers are running as they have a go by Xavier Legget to clear out because you have Adam Thielen coming across on a crosser with a deep dig behind it. And Bryce is really just reading this 1 to 2. And the Panthers are also running an out by this guy to try to get this flat player out of there so you have bigger windows to throw into here whenever you throw them. And what's going to end up happening is Bryce going to look at Adam Thielen as his number 1. You can see him looking at him. And then he gets pressure up the middle by Vita Vea. So he has to step up, get out, keep his eyes downfield. And as he gets out, he sees Adam Thielen throwing up the mailbox. I'm open, I'm open. All you got to do is put it out here somewhere away from this guy, and it's going to be a touchdown. And Bryce doesn't just do that. He puts it literally in the perfect spot for a touchdown. and it should have been the game-winning play, like I said. I mean, just an outstanding job by Bryce. Not scared on a game-winning drive at all. Sees what's going on in the field, steps up, find your guy, rip it, right on the money. Great job.